All right, family. We live again with the general. You already know what time it is. We got some fire today. I can see them damn FBAs. They already crying. They say the general coming with that fire. Got these niggas crying the blues. I'm gonna invest in some damn Kleenex. Keep crying like that. But anyway, to the family out there, we got a powerful one today. We're gonna be talking about foundational Black Americans on the new Boule. We got to talk about that coming out to try to fight what they can't fight. Because fight with a resume. Fight with a resume. Show us what you've been doing for the people already. You just got here. You're a creator and you get to steal in pieces so you can have a piece. You don't have no pieces. You don't have nobody that claimed to be no FBA, no foundational Black American until recently. But you take people that you say or you categorize as FBA, and then you say, oh, they're a foundation. Yeah, yeah. You see, when you backdating shit, nigga, you backdating shit just so you can have some players on the board, but you don't have no players on the board. You don't have no literature. You ain't got no music. You ain't got nothing. I just got to tell you that. I know it hurts you that you got to backdate and say, oh, he's a FBA. No, he ain't. He don't know nothing about no FBA, nigga, or no foundational Black American as you niggas exist today. So I know you need to steal pieces on the board to get, so that you can have somebody that look like they on your team, but that's not true. And so when we talk about the Boule, nigga, these was the peoples that was created. You understand why by the academia, you see, to try to take down Marcus Garvey. You see, to try to take down Marcus Garvey, all the frat niggas, the Sigma Phi Sigma, and all of that. You see what I'm saying? Who I think very well was the original Boule. You see, where you had to get the degree niggas, and and the guys that had went to the master to get what little they got to get a stamp on their little certificates and shit and their little degree. It's not and nothing wrong with getting a degree, but it's something else, nigga, when you take it and you use it against your people's rise, from up out of the damn prison or the oppressor. That's something totally different. So you use as a weapon of uprise, and you understand, in elevation and shit outside of what you think is elevation. See, most of you niggas, you don't see no elevation unless it's within the confines of the system. So that means, nigga, go and get your work, get your degree, go through there. And like I said, for people that's getting paper, that's okay. But a lot of them go get that and they still keep their consciousness. Some of you niggas, y'all get lost in your consciousness. You see, when I'm in the system, you get lost in the system and you become the system. You see, and so what we're showing today that that they don't attack they don't put the majority of their attack on the reason why you fighting for reparation, but so your attack should be on the reason why you owe reparations. You owe reparation, and because this Caucasian didn't beat you half to death since you've been here, he didn't set your ass on fire. He didn't took your babies and did genocidal shit to your babies, to the woman, to the elders. And but today you got more fire for your brothers and sisters than you have for this beast. You don't have no fire for this beast. You fly his flag. You claim to be of his lineage. You say you're American, so your book start with America, nigga, which starts in slavery. That's a fact. You see, you're not, you say you was here, but you an American. I don't know no motherfucker where a colonizer come upon his land and then he takes the identification of the colonizer and that become his identity. You see, you discard the colonizer's identity. You see, no, you don't even discard it. You don't even attach yourself to the colonizer's identity. But you niggas want to be Americo Vespucci niggas. You see, and we're trying to see where at have you that the people has it sparked consciousness in the music. You see what I'm saying? Where it just changed the minds, of the music, and where the dominant consciousness of the music becomes liberation music. Y'all not, you're not popping off like that. So a lot of y'all shit is smoke and mirrors. What about the movies and shit? You understand what you're gonna do? Make some more slave movies? You know what you're gonna do? Everything is, you got to show the people where they was once kings and queens. You have to show them when they was in power. That's the only thing. You can't keep, if you stay in the confines of Americanism, it's always a fight. How you on the bottom fighting to come up. The reparations fighting to come up. You on the bottom, close to the bottom, fighting to come up. That's the only thing you can show of it. Yes, you can show some individual successes, but you can't show no success as a people. Since a motherfucker been over here as a people, we've been fighting to come up, and that's how it's gonna be until we, remove the powers that be. Other than that, you're gonna always be trapped in this story of how we fighting to come up. You see, and that's it. You begging and shit. No, and everybody else, they take their shit. You know what I'm saying? Everybody else got Independence Day. You know what I'm saying? And when you talk about Independence Day, that's where they overthrow the system. Even America, the 4th of July, they ain't beg nobody for shit. They didn't beg the British. They told the British to kiss their ass and let's get this shit on. Y'all going, and they ain't even seen a tenth of what the fuck we saw. As black people, they ain't even been through a tenth of what the fuck we been through. And here they went to they fought they goddamn oppressor, which happened to be their own goddamn brothers and sisters. But they went to war because they knew that they was in a trick bag, that no matter how much they pleaded, no matter how much they begged or this, that they were not coming in. So they got to a point where they understood that the only option was to go to war. That's how they was going to get their freedom. When you go to the French Revolution, you understand what I'm saying? They didn't beg them peoples for their freedom. They took their freedom from them people. You go to the Russian Revolution. When you look at how they didn't beg nobody. You can go to every damn revolution or when people come up out of oppression, that they seize the moment. They didn't beg nobody for shit. You understand what I'm saying? They didn't beg nobody for shit. So we got Juneteenth Day, where a motherfucker supposedly set out. It ain't, other people got Independence Day where they set themselves free. And that's the clear difference between Negroes and African revolutionaries. You gonna ask a motherfucker to set you free, or a motherfucker set you free, and you still ain't free. You understand what I'm saying? So from that period, you still begging, and these people then took their place. They then took their place, and that's what a true king or queen. Once you understand you's a king, see, once you establish that, then you always aspire. You're not a king and a queen. Not gonna beg no motherfucker for shit. They gonna take their shit because they know where they been. If you was a nigga that ain't never had nothing, you very well might, stay on your knees begging somebody for something. But if you come from divinity and that you are the firstborn of the Most High, you ain't gonna belittle yourself to no peasants, even though they may be in power. That's because we slept. That doesn't negate that we're the firstborn of the Most High. We slept, and because we slept, you understand what I'm saying? We was removed from our rightful position. But once we come back into our consciousness, we was knocked unconscious. You see, we was knocked unconsciousness. But when we come back to consciousness, it's time to reclaim our divinity. It's time to reclaim our throne. You don't, as a king or a queen, you don't beg a motherfucker for your throne. You seize that by any means necessary. And so these niggas out here, these niggas is shucking and jiving. They don't have nothing to show it. I'm looking for a resume. Where's the literature? Where's the literature of awareness? You see what I'm saying? Where's the historical documentation? A resume of that? Y'all don't have that. So what is you talking? Well, show me the great evidence. And I'm not saying I don't want to hear nothing where you backdate history, nigga, to take pieces off the board when clearly a lot of these cats, like y'all try to do with Malcolm X, and who is clearly was a Garveyite, and continue to teach Garveyite lessons. I see y'all try to do that. I seen niggas try to explain the way that Malcolm said that we was Africans, even though he said it 1,000 times. They try to act like he only said it one time. Malcolm X said that 1,000 times. And I see y'all try to take clip block bites and try to explain why Malcolm said that, like somehow you know Malcolm so a genius. Nobody can know Malcolm. Nigga, Malcolm was, you understand, he's something that can never be duplicated. You see what I'm saying? But so that's just like niggas who say they know what the Bible mean and shit. Well, nigga, if you know what you God, then nigga, you know what I'm saying? To that extent, oh, this is why God said, oh, well, shit, you that close to God that you know why God said that then. Okay, so yeah, we know that, and so they try to even though we know that Malcolm's father and mother was Garveyites, and Malcolm's father was killed for teaching Garveyite teachings. You see, that's radicalism. They didn't want nobody to be, upstanding and have knowledge of self and want to see again. And once you understand that, and they try to show all this shit about God, but they killed Malcolm's father for teaching Garveyite teachings. It was something in them teachings that was going to undo what they was trying to lay down. Why would they? And people keep saying, oh, they created it. Yet and still they kill people for trying to teach it. Try to make that shit make sense. In the Bible, it says a house divided against itself cannot stand. You see what I'm saying? They was accusing Jesus of teaching the teachings of the devil. And you understand, the devil. You know what I'm saying? That his power was from the devil. But he said, I'm teaching against the devil. A house a house divided against itself cannot stand. So, how in the hell on one end, people just saying white people created Pan-Africanism, and here they killing Malcolm X's father for teaching Pan-Africanism. Make that make sense to me. You see, that's how the damn movie came on. You see, and that's clear about it, early on that he was standing up for his people, teaching Garveyite teachings. And I saw a documentary where his brother, and it was clear to me, but if you would have had an understanding of the Garveyite, because he, if you want to understand, because it was Malcolm X documentary, and they was interviewing his brother, and he said that when he first came into the Nation of Islam, and and they was teaching, he said what attracted him was the fact that they taught about black excellence and black, and he said they didn't really have to teach us that because we was already taught that, but he didn't speak on Garvey, but that was showing that they had already been taught that from a very young age. See, these niggas, the thing is, they clearly are anti-black because of the fact of all the righteous teachings that have been used by any group prior to Garvey. Black love, black excellence. They take one aspect of Pan-Africanism, and that's going back to Africa or whatever. All the rest, you get and say which was right because you didn't stole it. You see, some of them teachings are universal amongst any black excellence organization. They're gonna take from them that blueprint. You won't say what he said because you're gonna tell on yourself that some of the teachings that you claim to be teaching was already taught by Marcus Garvey in 1920. So that will make you a hypocrite. So you don't want to do that. You take one teaching and you stretch that, even though Malcolm X was the resurrection. He was the second coming of Marcus Garvey. Malcolm X cleared all that up. You see what I'm saying? He cleared all that up. Marcus Garvey had the grandioso idea. And that's how you have to. They say when you have dreams, nigga, shoot to the stars. So even if you fall short, nigga, you land on the moon. So a lot of it was he was shooting for the stars or what needed to be done. Motherfuckers setting you on fire. Motherfuckers over here wasn't trying to hear that shit no more. There was no place for a motherfucker and still ain't no place. But burning motherfuckers, lynching motherfuckers was looking for any way to get away from this beast at that point in time. And so a lot of people was, down for that. You see, a lot of people was down for it. A lot of people wasn't. He didn't say he was going to take everybody. But, understandably, Africa was not free. It was still under colonialism. So that, but he shot for the stars. And so, many generations later, Malcolm came, but Marcus was trying to hook up with Booker T. Washington. A lot of people act like he wasn't here to work with some of the masters over here. Booker T. Washington was a master, in his particular ideology. He was teaching industry, teaching us skills. He really, didn't want us fucking with the politics. He say, fuck the politics, let's deal. And a lot of people got on him for that. But hell, shit, he say, get the money, get the skills. And I still, and Marcus Garvey came over here because he saw that Booker T. Washington blueprint was, man, what he wanted. He wanted to hook up with Booker T. Washington and see if he could help him out in, educating and getting some of the family to help start the nation in Africa. You see what I'm saying? And so he didn't have no vision. He said for those who could not find a way here and could not find a way here, that you can have an out by going to Africa. He did not tell everybody. And plus, Marcus Garvey wasn't fucking with no low frequency motherfuckers. No way. He wanted people that had skills. And so that a lot of you niggas out there, all y'all, the only skill y'all motherfuckers got is hit and record on the goddamn telephone or the cell. That's all you got, nigga. So you ain't part of that. So even in the Garveyism and even in the Booker T. Washington, it was a certain level of where niggas had to know how to make shoes, had to know how to make clothes, had to know how to build houses, and had to know how to build roads and shit. This man was gathering a lot of, what is you doing here? Every time I look out there on the motherfucking road today, and Garvey said that, you can't even hardly see a black man out there building no fucking roads. Nigga, you be out there with the sign saying go, stop, nigga, you know what I'm saying? Every blue moon, other than that, nigga out there with the sign, go, stop. That's what you do, nigga. You see, every blue moon, you will see some family out there, depending on where you at. And so he was saying, if they not going to employ you and you got skills like that, then build your own community. And that's exactly what you should do. You know what I'm saying? That's exactly what you should do. And Malcolm cleared it up for a lot of people. We say start right there in the community. That's Pan-Africanism in today. Where Garvey, Malcolm cleared it up. He said everybody is in a state of evolution. So, as we evolve and the greater ideal of Garvey gonna come later, it's gonna be the pinnacle. Garvey still gonna be the pinnacle of black power all over the planet. But each community must learn the fundamentals of controlling their own hood. It don't matter where you go. If you don't know that, nigga, you looking to be enslaved. So I say, in order to know and check the temperature of the community, you got to leave out of your door and go up there to that main street nearest your house and look at the businesses in proximity to your house. That's the general. That's gonna let me know the temperature of health, the gauge and the health and wealth of black people in that community. And if you leave out of your house and you go up to that main street, proximity to your house, and you see that you don't own no fucking businesses, you ain't got to go nowhere, nigga. You ain't healthy as a people. And so leaving to go somewhere else that's in the same predicament is not going to do you no better. That's not going to do you no better. You see what I'm saying? You still going to be an individual in a sea of motherfuckers that ain't doing shit. Or somebody else is in control of the dynamic, and that's gonna put you at a disadvantage because they always gonna look out for their own before they look out for you. But when the community is in ownership of its all the businesses in proximity of everybody's home, then everybody is benefit because everybody got a skill or a business that other African person needs, regardless to what skill they have. They need a carpenter, they need somebody that makes shoes, they need a clothing store, they need a drug store, they need a bakery. We used to have a black bakery, man, and black arcade. We had all that shit. Black grocery store. They don't got none of that shit no more. So when you got that, then you got the fundamental. And when you start to do that, then once you own the businesses in proximity to your house and y'all, then the next step is you gonna get tired of stocking your business with products that's not made by black people. You're gonna be like, because they're gonna, when they see you got business, they're gonna try to run the dollar up on your ass. Okay, this nigga got a business. Okay, we gonna charge his ass extra. This, that, and the third. So it's gonna be a point in time where you gonna want to have products from black people, primarily your own or black people that's gonna give you a deal. Now, a lot of time they say, you go to certain people, but I don't believe you cannot find somebody, and that's the nigger shit where we got to find a way to find African products and get a deal. You know what I'm saying? And be able to sell the products to the people for a decent price without trying to run the shit through the roof. So it comes a point when you get business, then you start to make the products, and that's gonna cause a national economy because you're gonna start reaching across the country. You see what I'm saying? That's gonna bring it's from this community. You ain't gonna have to leave. Yeah, you can, doing business, you're gonna leave, but then that's how you build the national platform and an international platform. You see what I'm saying? But you start right there. I'm giving you the blueprint. I'm showing you Pan-Africanism. These niggas is lying. So you don't have to leave the community to practice Pan-Africanism. That's bullshit. You stay right here. You see what I'm saying? You stay right here, black power. You got black because you came from Africa, just like the movement. The movement wasn't black consciousness. It came through Africa. We was wearing African medallions. We were talking about Egypt. We were talking about spirituality from Africa. That's what was the foundation of the movement. You see what I'm saying? And since we had so much success at that time, then it's showing you that it could be a successful platform for the future. You see what I'm saying? But you don't have to leave your community to do that. Each community is responsible for its own upliftment. You know, understand, where they take their dollars and start to infuse it into buying something. You know what I'm saying? And I know we behind the motherfucking 8 ball, but with $1 trillion fucking dollars, we just don't want to do shit for ourselves. That's just all it is. You keep taking this $1 trillion and you keep putting it in this man's pocket because y'all follow their religions. You follow every fucking thing with the religion every Sunday, every Friday, every Saturday. You infuse into the religion. Holidays, you infuse into the religion. Clothing, you got to have these Neanderthal names on your motherfucking back. You see what I'm saying? You liquor, you weed, you blunt, you spend $1 billion on blunt, and you can all but see you got to want to do that. You see, you got to want, and these niggas didn't stay in the belly of the beast so long that a large percentage of these niggas don't have no other. Even when they get money, they still like a nigga on the corner, like a crackhead. Be a rich crackhead. And you understand, motherfucker laid in a mansion high as hell, until they lose it all. And then you can't ask them niggas to invest in nothing. They're gonna be like, oh nigga, and you thinking you trying to leech on their ass or something just to, get them to make money with you. You ain't asking them for nigga, can you front the community something and we gonna do good business and you gonna make your shit back triple, quadruple. You see, and we got a basis in the community to keep going on. You don't want to do that. You gonna get high, get locked the fuck up, lose it all, nigga. They're gonna take it all from you any motherfucking way. We see it every day. These niggas is silly. So even the niggas that got money, they so silly. You understand? They in Sodom and Gomorrah with the Neanderthal. You can't get these niggas to do nothing. They in the bed with Sodom and Gomorrah. You see what I'm saying? And so you can't, so that's where we at. And then see, that's where Malcolm Collett, see, they put that joker on the table. See, when niggas don't have no other option, and you see it throughout the course of history, that the only motherfucking option is the joker. You see, you cannot ask no more. You have to take your liberation. You can't ask no motherfucker to give you liberation. You have to take that yourself. You see, and if you got the initiative to want to be free and you want to own businesses in your community, the blueprint, and you ready, and and the nigga, and your spirit is right, and you want to make the change, and there's no other way for you to make the change other than to take it, then you have to take it. You have to take it, man. Malcolm X said, nigga, you watch people in history, how they got their shit together, then you know how you can get your shit together. And I run down every Independence Day. Just look at any Independence Day around the world between countries. And when they say Independence Day, look at it. And I guarantee you, the majority of Independence Days by most nations, I guarantee you, it was a war to gain that independence, period. Look at it. You look at it. I believe Mexico Independence Day was on war. You see, America's on war, France on war. Britain, did they have an Independence Day? I don't know if they had an Independence Day. I don't know if they had an Independence Day or not. You see what I'm saying? I know they had some wars over there, but I don't know if they had an Independence Day. You see what I'm saying? But I know France, I know Russia, you see, had an Independence Day. It's a lot of nations that had an Independence Day. And them motherfuckers had to fight to get it. But y'all niggas can't think these. So you gonna stay in the belly of the beast. And that's what they hope for, that you's too scary to ever make a move, that they know you by now. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna end with this because Khaled was talking about Mumia one time being locked up. And he said, man, everything niggas do, the white man anticipate that you would do it. He anticipate because you did it over and over and over. He anticipate that you gonna beg him for reparations. He anticipate that you gonna say you not gonna vote for somebody or a political party. You already did that. He anticipates you gonna do that. He anticipates you gonna get some signs and go down to the Washington Mall where they got the obelisk and have a march, and go in front of the White House and have a march. Go in front of this Supreme Court and have a march. He anticipates you gonna do that. The only thing he has not anticipated, that you will jump in his chest with both feet, nigga, and seize your liberation. He has not anticipated. And maybe he have, but you ain't attempted to do it, so he don't take you serious. Even if you ever said it, he wouldn't take you serious because you done been so long in the belly of the beast, comfortable, you understand, unwilling where other people have. You see, and I don't respect that, even to myself. I look in even Haiti. We praise Haiti. We say, man, Haiti revolted. Haiti, the only republic in the Western Hemisphere that rolls up and defeated a modern power. Not only a modern power, the greatest power in the world. Shit, was the French nation, Napoleon at that time. Shit, they defeated the greatest military in the world at that time. And we honor Haiti, but ain't got the balls to do what they do. I don't like that. You see, I don't like that. That's what we do. And nothing wrong with that, because that gives you, that gives you the initiative, the will to do it, because you see your people have done it before. But that's all we do. We honor. We that's what we do. We honor, but we don't make no move like that, which we say we honor. If we honor that, then we would duplicate that. We don't duplicate that. We don't try to do that. You see, we don't. But anyway, family, uh, these niggas is the Boule, because they ain't talking about nothing. We've been talking about building our community. That ain't all what we talk about. So when they talk about Pan-Africanism, let's sit down and let's talk about what we talk about, like this right here, building up our community. We've been doing that. What problem with that do you have? I'm trying to figure that out. So any nigga out there that's ever, I would like to know, what problem with that do you have? Because you taking bits and pieces of programs that have already taught these strategies, but you act as if it's just, you just bring up, oh, going back there. No, let's talk about the other and methods and that we have, that you are still in today, that you see that we've been practicing and teaching long before you got. Let's talk about that. You see, you don't have that. You don't have a resume. You're backdating, trying to pick pieces off of the historical board and say, oh, they FBA, but you're backdating. You really don't have nobody. Really what it is, but a bunch of niggas on the internet. That's what you got. You see? That's what you got. And so we're going to continue to stay on your head and see and show you. And now if you had come out and say, we support our brothers and sisters, in which I do, anybody that's teaching Black excellence and upliftment of Black people, even if I don't agree with the whole ideology, I support. Like, yeah, okay, I hope y'all, have success in your endeavors. You see, I wish you all the luck in your endeavors to do that. And I support you in the areas in which but a lot of times I don't even do that, because a lot of these niggas have that, they still got that initiative, the hate inside of them. And I've done that, and I've kind of, it's not even going to work that way. So you just have to steer away from them, you know what I'm saying? And let them see where they go. I'm confident. I don't have to. I'm clear. I can clearly show the blueprint of what we've done and continue to do, and what they've done, which is absolutely nothing in the 6 years or 5 years that they've been saying this, showing up and yelling at a damn Democratic. We're not on that. We on nationalism. We kings and queens. We come from greatness. We're not gonna be begging nobody for shit. We're gonna start from scratch if we have to, and lay the bricks, of civilization and nationalism again, if that's what we have to do. You understand what? And which is necessary any damn way. We're not building on no bloody shit that these people didn't establish. We have to establish our foundation on righteousness. So it's evident that we have to separate from this anyway. How in the hell you gonna build on blood and misery and shit? This shit bound to fall. What is you talking about? When the foundation is full of blood, the bricks is nothing but bones and blood. You ain't going. This shit is bound to fall. But anyway, family, I appreciate y'all, man. We're gonna keep it moving this evening. Make sure you get over to Patreon, generalseti. We got some fire over there. We want to highlight today. Let me get it in here for you, family. Let me highlight. That's right. They don't talk about this. The African serpent mermaid goddess of the primeval abyss. Many of our goddesses was connected to the holy waters of creation. That's what it means. When you talk about the mermaid, the serpent goddess, the Naga goddess, you see what I'm saying? The serpent and the fish are, the mermaid and the Naga goddess are intertwined many times, symbolic. You'll see Yemiya sometimes also with the serpent tail. Yes, you will. You'll see her with, also as a mermaid too, because symbolically connected to water, waves, and scales, and also that scales is also balance, you see, in the universe. And so you have to tap into that side of your your beginning. You see your spirituality, so you be balanced and know that the elements is on your side. They don't even teach about divinity. They don't teach on our divinity. What is your religious foundation? Nigga, you Christian. You niggas is Christian. That's why they say we don't have no ideology. How the fuck is any organization not gonna have no ideology? That sounds silly. I mean, you got to have some ideology is ideals in which you live by. You know what I'm saying? If everybody got a different ideology, then you're not gonna have unity. You have to have identifying ideals to unify any movement. So what is your ideology? It's not an ideology. That's a lie because you're attacking Pan-Africanism. If you wasn't attack, you would just be attacking individuals. So if you're not going to attack a Christian that's an FBA, why are you attacking a Pan-African who's an FBA? That don't make sense. That show you the hypocrisy in you niggas. That's hypocrisy. You understand? Because long as my lineage is validated, and I mean I get my money. That's all required. It does not require that I be in alignment with any nigga. As far they might be a FBA, they might have all of the qualifications to get reparations, and I might still not agree with you, nigga. I might not like you, nigga. You might have white Jesus. Ain't no way I'm gonna work with you, nigga. But you might have all the qualifications to be a FBA. Get your money. So what the fuck does that mean? That's some bullshit. Nigga, I'm not agreeing whether if you worship white people, nigga, you are disqualified from me. I don't give a fuck what you talking about. And see, that's that bullshit. It's not an ideology. Okay, well, what the fuck is gonna unify the people to come together other than and then I get to you and you got Becky on your arm and shit, and I said, oh, and she got Billy on her arm and shit, and but you qualified to get the paper and shit. You got oh no. I see what y'all niggas up to. Oh no. I'm gonna give because my people's already didn't work. I don't owe you shit. My ancestors didn't already worked in the field, so I don't owe you niggas nothing. Absolutely nothing. I don't have to go because the work has already been done. So I don't have to do shit. Other when they get ready to give me my motherfucking check, that I'll get it and I'll go on and invest it into some black power. Y'all niggas gonna go buy what's that Tommy Hill figure and all the little Neanderthal names. Y'all niggas gonna go get y'all and they gonna have all that shit right back in the treasury, nigga, before the end of the year. You see, that's what they gonna do. So anyway, family, I didn't look into no damn. Yeah, they know. You already know, Ray. I don't even look. I don't even really look. You know what I'm saying? I didn't look. I knew you was out there. Sometimes when I want to stay to the message, I just don't even look in the comment. That's why I be liking that you in there. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes if you see me just looking, I'm teaching. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to get into the comments too much because I get off my thought. You know what I'm saying? So if you out there, I'm gonna just teach and you just guide the chat, my good brother. You feel me? Chop heads and shit. But anyway, man, I see y'all in a minute. I'm coming black. I know it's a little late. It's Saturday. Niggas out drinking. They don't even go in till about 3 o'clock. So if I know I could stay on a little later than this. So I'll be back in a minute, y'all. Black Power.